All right, today we're tackling a cosmic crisis that is, well, it's so big it threatens all of reality. And the solution? It is, without a doubt, one of the most wonderfully bizarre plans I've ever come across. So, let's just lay out the problem, right? You've got a monster that doesn't just want to, conquer the universe or blow up a few planets. No, no. This thing literally eats existence for breakfast. So the question is, how in the world do you even start to fight something like that? Okay, so picture this. On one side, you have this 50-foot tall monster just made of pure unstoppable rage. And on the other side, our only hope is a kind of clueless captain, a whole bunch of holographic monkeys, and, get this, a guitar shaped like a typewriter. Yeah, this is going to be a weird one. So, let's properly introduce the big bad. Its official threat level was just error. Why? Because it was completely off the charts. It blew past every known parameter. This wasn't just another villain, you guys. This was a fundamental glitch, a bug in the code of reality itself. And if you want to really get the scale of this thing, just listen to where the first distress call came from. When Desaad, we're talking the head torturer of Apocalypse, calls for help, sounding actually genuinely scared, you know something has gone completely sideways. Even Darkseid, the ultimate cosmic baddie, couldn't control what he'd accidentally unleashed. So what is this thing? Well, it's called the anti-life fusion. And here's the crazy part. Darkseid tried to use the anti-life equation to control four of the most ridiculously unstoppable beings you can imagine. But it backfired. Big time. He accidentally fused them all into this one single being, an entity that is basically the living embodiment of pure destruction, a catastrophic universe-ending oops moment. Just think about this combo for a second. You've got the Hulk's bottomless rage, the Juggernaut's unstoppable momentum, Doomsday's power to adapt and overcome anything, and Mongo's pure, focused hatred from an entire slaughtered race. It's not just strong, it's literally the idea of unstoppable destruction given a body. But here's what's really terrifying. Its motivation. Or, well, its lack of one. The fusion doesn't have some big evil plan. It's not evil in the way we usually think of it. It erases reality simply because the fact that things exist is a personal insult to its chaotic nature. Existence itself is the prey, and this thing, it's the ultimate hunter. So, with an enemy like that, what could the solution possibly be? This is the point where the story takes a hard left turn, from cosmic horror right into magnificent absurdity. The entire universe's last hope, it all comes down to a completely ridiculous science experiment. Yep, you heard me. The infinite monkey Shakespeare experiment. The whole plan is to get a potentially infinite number of holographic monkeys to just type randomly, until they eventually produce the complete works of Shakespeare. And what kicks this whole thing off? A guy named Captain Clueless Cuckoo singing totally off-key while strumming his typewriter guitar. You can't make this stuff up. And this quote here from Bizarro Superman, who was on the team for a bit, it perfectly sums up their whole philosophy. Their plans are so bad, so completely backwards that they somehow circle all the way around to being brilliant. They literally use failure as their main strategy. Okay, so how do you take all this chaos and turn it into an actual battle plan? Well, the team's strategists figured out pretty fast that a normal attack wouldn't just be useless, it would actually make everything a whole lot worse. And here's the strategic nightmare they were facing. If you punch it, it gets stronger. Use magic or some high-tech weapon, it just adapts and eats it. Just the fact that you exist makes you a target. You absolutely cannot fight this thing on its own terms, because its terms are, well, they're everything. So that meant they had to invent a whole new way to fight. The plan was called Operation Infinite Monkey Theater, and it involved creating this giant cosmic stage, baiting the fusion with the promise of infinitely existing prey, that's them, and then just letting the monkeys go wild. All right, now we're getting to the climax. This is where the true, beautiful genius of this whole plan comes out. See, they're not just distracting the monster. They are actively weaponizing the very concept of infinity against it. What they created was something they called literary chaos incarnate. You see, thanks to the captain's trademark bad luck messing with the ship's power core, the monkeys weren't just typing random words anymore. Oh no. They were typing out impossible sentences that were actively breaking the laws of physics and logic. Just try to imagine what the fusion was up against. It wasn't fighting monkeys anymore. It was fighting logic itself. I mean, how do you punch a paradox? How does a creature made of pure, simple rage even begin to process a concept that is both true and false at the exact same time? The whole attack was just this symphony of nonsense. You had the monkeys cranking out infinite paradoxes. You had a super smart chimp named Bonzo telling them to type out endless variations of Beckett's super depressing existential play endgame. And then, just layered over the top of all of that, was the absolute worst, most off-key battle music you've ever heard. And this was the philosophical kill shot. Think about it. The four minds inside the fusion, Hulk, Juggernaut, Doomsday, Mangog, they're all driven by really simple, powerful things. Rage, hate, the need to destroy. But all of this Beckett stuff, it posed a question they just couldn't punch their way out of. What's the point of being unstoppable if existence itself is meaningless? So the end of this battle wasn't some huge explosion. It was a quiet, absurd moment of realization. The thing that finally broke the most powerful, destructive force in the entire universe was art. Specifically, really, really bad art. And there it is, the big light bulb moment for the fusion. It thought it was the ultimate predator, the master of chaos. But then it came face to face with a type of chaos that was so pure, so random, and kind of joyful, so nonsensical that it couldn't be fought, it couldn't be consumed. All it could do was appreciate it. It was literally defeated by a punchline. So the final weapon wasn't a bomb or a laser beam, it was a song. An accidental masterpiece made of terrible singing, deep philosophical dread, and every story ever told, all happening at once. This song of infinite existence didn't destroy the fusion. It healed it. It gave it some much-needed perspective. I mean, just look at the official mission report. It scientifically confirms that they won because of, and I quote, terrible singing, stumblebum luck, and Beckett's existentialism. This has got to be the only mission report in history that credits saving the universe to bad karaoke and philosophy class. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, when you're up against a problem that seems completely unstoppable, a problem that just shrugs off every normal solution, maybe more force isn't the answer. Maybe the real answer is to get creative, to embrace the absurd, and to attack the problem from a completely different angle that nobody's even thought of yet. And that's really what this whole story leaves us with, isn't it? Yeah, it's a hilarious, cosmic adventure, but it also makes you think. In our own world, with all its serious, complex problems, what could we solve if we weren't so afraid to try the ridiculous, the creative, the wonderfully absurd solution?